What's going on, Warriors? I hope you're having a fantastic day. I am Lycan Warrior and welcome to the channel. So this is our first podcast talking about Red Dead Redemption. I hope you enjoy.
Hello, I'm A.U. Doyle, president of the Angels of Death Motorcycle Club of GTA 5. I have a YouTube channel, same as my gamer tag, EH_U_Doyle. Check that shit out. I make some dope ass videos. If you're a metalhead, check that shit out.
Hello, I'm Dinny. YouTube channel is Dinny Mac, the crazy Irishman. And yeah, that's it.
Beauty.
Follow me if you want. I don't give a fuck.
And I'm HEATON 94 is on PSN.
Beautiful. So we're here today to talk about Red Dead Redemption. So what did you guys think of the gameplay trailer, the first one? What you guys' opinion on that? Was it good?
Yes, it was actually pretty good.
No, I'm not
I
impressed.
realized. What's that?
I'm not impressed.
You're not impressed?
Okay.
No.
Uh-oh.
Go on and tell us why.
They haven't shown us online.
Oh yeah, they're probably going to leave that to the last then, aren't they?
Yeah, it's only the first gameplay trailer, so hopefully they show it in the other ones they bring out.
Most likely the last one.
Yeah.
What-
Yeah, I found
yeah.
it pretty interesting, to be honest. I mean, some good teaser parts in it that make you think there's going to be some extras added in. But I think the story's going to be pretty interesting as well. Obviously, with the first Red Dead being about John Marston, and then now it's a completely different protagonist being Arthur Morgan, but you're still working alongside
Yeah,
John Marston, so it's going to be pretty interesting, I think.
I believe the description of the game actually says how after doing a bank robbery, you are being chased by the law and bounty hunters. So you're forced to like go throughout the map, and you're on the run basically throughout most of the game, and you have to, you know, rob places to survive, you know, to get money and keep your gang alive. So I think that's where, you know, the camp system comes into play.
Yeah,
when you have
exactly.
to, you know, feed the camp by getting, you know, is it elk and all sorts of different things. So Doyle, what did you think of the gameplay trailer?
The gameplay trailer is really good, in my opinion. It's they improved a lot in the older series of Red Dead. It kind of looks like a run and gun. How you know, like what's that? Sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
For-
Deadeye.
The Deadeye, yeah, Deadeye. Usually you have to be standing, like just in one position, but now you can do it while you're on the go, which is really fucking sweet.
I think
Am I
I
allowed to
saw.
swear?
Yeah, that's fine. I think I
Alright.
saw. I'm not getting monetized for this story. I think I saw maybe there were two types of Deadeye, maybe, because I remember there's like one scene where he kicks the door open, and there's like a enemy gang out there, and he like sweeps across, and you know, like the traditional Deadeye where it would put an X on the wherever it would shoot him.
Yeah.
The first one,
Now,
I didn't see that.
There's a thing with that. So like, there's different ways to use the Deadeye.
Right.
You can use it like just shooting. You know, obviously like shoot as you go, or pinpoint your targets. You know, I
Ah, I
think it's
see.
like the RS button,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
analog stick. You gotta like click it.
I see.
It's pretty dope.
It's been such a long time
Yeah,
since
but
I played.
the first one, it was like there was a gunslinger mode. There was a Deadeye
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's like I think that's to level it up. So the more you used it or whatever, it like leveled up, and then you're able to like pin the X's on the targets as you were moving across. And yeah, like you said, on the first part of the trailer, you see him, he sweeps across and he just picks them off. But towards the end of the trailer, right, you can see he starts like pinpointing the targets, doesn't he? You see
Yeah.
the little X's
No,
come on.
yeah, I remember when they were in that little town and they were going through.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
like Doyle said, you're probably gonna be able to like choose. And it's been such a long time since I played the original one.
yeah.
But while we're on the point of combat, they in the trailer it talked about how there's realistic reloading and recoil. So, what do you think? How do you think that's going to affect, you know, combat, at least against NPCs? Do you think
I
that's
reckon
going to...
different levels of NPCs.
You think there's going to be different levels of NPCs?
Yeah, like, so like GTA, where you go around at the start, it's easy. And then you kind of progress, gets harder.
Yeah, there might be... There might,
And like, your shooting you might have to bring up your shooting skill and stuff.
yeah, definitely. I think there's probably going to be a shooting skill like they have in GTA 5.
Yeah.
What's your take on that, though?
Yeah, like you said with the combat, like shooting and reloading, you can probably just do it the casual tryhard does in GTA. Switch to a knife, switch back to the gun, and start going back to the combat.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, yeah. But I won't be doing that. I'll be doing it nice and realistic for the campaign, that roleplay fight.
Definitely. So, what do you think the number of weapons you can carry are? Because in the trailer,
I think it's going to be limited to like 3, like a rifle, like a sidearm, and then like a melee weapon.
Yeah.
If you look on the trailer, if you watch the trailer right, you see him. Obviously, it looks like he's carrying a lot of the weapons on his horse. I think that's where you're going to store them, most of them.
Definitely.
But that'll definitely affect the combat system, because like if you've got only a shotgun and a sidearm, right, and someone's got a rifle, they're gonna have the advantage over you because they'll have the long distance.
Yeah.
So I think the combat, you're gonna have to plan ahead with the combat a bit better.
That is good.
And just run in and just hope.
Yeah. So what do you think? Obviously, the horse is gonna have quite a big impact on the gameplay, especially with, like you're saying, with the combat and stuff. Well, let's stick
but there's
with
different
combat.
type of horse, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Was there? Well, there's warhorse and workhorses. So we'll
I
come
think there's a few thoroughbreds and stuff, like Arabians and stuff in it.
I hadn't heard of that. I mean, we'll come to horses in a minute. We'll stick with combat for a minute.
Yeah.
And what do you guys make of the melee combat?
It's definitely better than what it was. Obviously, the more combos and like the way you can grapple enemies and stuff. But I mean, I wonder what it's going to be like with knives and any other type of weapon in your hand rather than just a fist. Do you know what I mean? I wonder if there's like combat, like combos with the knives and stuff like that.
That is a good point. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I hope the combat system is good in the game. Like, I mean, especially the fighting animations and shit.
Yeah, it looks like you can do a lot more than before. You can it looks at least you can grapple. Pull the NPCs back and forth. Take it. At one point he takes an NPC down, and then has him on the ground, and then he's literally punching him. Whether or not that's part of the melee combat or that's part of like a mission, I don't know.
To be honest, I have a feeling that's not gonna be. You can do that whenever you want. I have a feeling that's only like certain areas, like
when you're chasing
with
someone.
certain characters.
Like a cutscene.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, that's a good point.
I don't know. It could be like Mafia 3.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Mafia 3.
Because I've been playing that this week because it's free. And when you look at the trailer for Red Dead, the fighting system's kind of like similar to it. So I wonder if it's going to be like that. Because you can do that combat system anytime.
What do you think that the like HEATON was saying with the knives or any like kind of hatchets or melee weapons? Do you think that's going to have the same depth of like ability? Like do you think it'll be, or do you think you just be able to like dodge it and then just stab?
Yeah, and then just steal the weapon from him. Because I know from other previous Rockstar games you could do that, especially GTA 4.
Well, sticking on the subject of like melee weapons, on GTA now you can unlock the stone hatchet, right, for Red Dead for when it comes out. So obviously we know 2 melee weapons. There's going to be like a Bowie knife in there, and then there's going to be a stone hatchet. But I wonder, the hatchet's like a tomahawk, so is it like going to be like on the first one where you can like have throwing knives, and what if that tomahawk's going to be like a throwing axe or what?
Yeah, but I think it's like separate.
Yeah.
So in the first one you had knives and you had throwing knives.
Yeah.
Probably keep it like that.
So like it'd be another like addition. Yeah, I probably think there would be like throwing knives and throwing axes. At least I hope so. Throwing
but we were saying about the weapon loadouts. Obviously, you can only carry so many. So, would you have to sacrifice a melee, like an axe, obviously a combat axe for a thrown axe, or
Maybe.
I wonder how they're going to do that.
I mean, you might be able to
only carry so much.
You might be able to upgrade, your weapon belt, perhaps, and then you'd be able to carry more stuff. Because in the trailers so far, we've only really seen, like one pistol, but we know that you can dual wield pistols. So maybe you have to upgrade your belt or something like that. We don't know yet, but
Then again, it could be like GTA. You could pull stuff out of your arse.
Yeah. It might be like that. Maybe we're just assuming. What do you think? What sort of guns and weapons do you think they're gonna have?
Well, I noticed they're bringing back the. It looks like the bolt action rifle. They're bringing that back. If you look into the trailer, one of the characters is running around with a bolt action.
Right.
So they're definitely gonna bring that back.
Sort of bolt action.
That's probably more top end weapon though for long distance.
I bet you kind of like Winchesters and shit.
Definitely.
Yeah. Double barrel shotguns.
Do you think Gatling guns or cannons?
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I reckon so.
I remember you have to unlock it though. So like if you're in a free mode session and multiplayer, you'd be going around and say you complete a gang hideout, you'd be unlocked an explosive rifle with 5 bullets in it, and then after that it's gone. So
that is a good point as well. Like they've introduced into GTA like explosive rounds and other stuff, incendiary rounds, etc. You think they're gonna have like them type of bullets?
I don't know. I hope not.
I mean, I hope not personally, but I think.
What did he do before? In the last one, they had gold ones.
Yeah, they had gold, but they did have like you said, like a gang hideout, and it gained you like explosive rounds.
Yeah.
So they might do something similar, because like on GTA now, when you upgrade your weapons to explosive rounds, you're only allowed like 50 rounds, aren't you? So it's not too OP. So maybe they do something similar in Red Dead, like
maybe
do something.
And shit.
Oh
yeah, well,
definitely.
you can. If you look on the trailer, you can see that you're using bows to hunt with.
Yeah, they're more of a silent weapon, aren't they?
Yeah, for the stealth, stealth. So
what other kind of like top tier weapons do you think they're gonna have?
I hope they bring in the 1911 pistol.
Oh yeah, you think?
That pistol, it's like overpowered. Especially from Red Dead Redemption, just spray and pray with that gun. I'll be definitely using that gun a lot.
Well, like we do know the year, and we know that it's like kind of later on in the end of the life cycle for kind of like outlaws and cowboys. So we could guess what type of guns they're gonna have, but we're not gonna know really until they come out. About explosives, dynamite, anything else? You think?
Yeah.
Smoke grenades, maybe.
Petrol bombs.
Yeah, maybe.
Not
smoking, possibly.
So, what do you guys think the story's gonna be like? At least, what do you think? Like,
well, I know for sure you can play as one character because they literally mentioned it. You play as Arthur Morgan, which is kind of I like playing 3 characters from GTA 5. It was pretty fun.
You like the 3 characters?
It was alright, it was different, but like I'm okay with playing as one character. Rockstar can easily pull it off.
What do you guys think? You think it's just gonna be the one character? You think there's gonna be any more characters?
Yeah, I think it's probably just gonna be stuck to the one character, to be honest. I wasn't too keen on the 3 characters anyway, so it's not gonna affect me.
What do you think, Denny?
I'd rather one character. Go back to the way it was.
Yeah. Well, I think that there probably is going to be just one character. I mean, we might get a one-off mission maybe where we play as another character, but.
Well, do you remember on the first one when you obviously played John Marston, right? Then, spoiler alert, he died. He died, right? So. Then you played as his son, went on a bit in the future. So maybe they'll do that. Maybe you play as Arthur Morgan, and maybe he dies at the end because you don't see him in Red Dead 1, which is later on in the sequel, like. So maybe
Dutch Vanderland should be in it.
No, because he's still alive then, isn't he?
Yeah, but like,
So I think maybe it's Arthur Morgan. Something happens, and then you might swap over back to John Marston then towards the end.
Possibly,
That's
yeah.
actually a good point, to be honest.
I mean, I don't think we saw Arthur Morgan in the last one, probably because I don't think they were really thinking ahead. You know, I don't think they were thinking what their next game was going to be. So I think Arthur Morgan's probably a character that they added in after they decided to make Red Dead Redemption 2. But that's just my personal opinion.
But you're gone. Sorry.
No, go carry on.
No, I was thinking, like, obviously you said that right, but the objective in the first Red Dead was that he was going after Dutch, but he was killing out. Do you remember? I think it was one of the first ones you kill in. I can't remember his name, but he's in the second one, isn't he? So I think something's going to happen to Arthur Morgan in this one. To be honest,
yeah,
I think he's gonna. Dutch fans kills him.
Yeah, I think he's going to die or something's going to happen to him. He's not going to survive it, I don't think.
Well, do you remember what was the original, or why John Marston was going after his old outlaw friends? What was the reason?
They tried to kill him, didn't they?
So that might be. I think they might be left on a boat or something, weren't they?
This will probably explain it. I'm thinking.
Yeah. So that might be, an integral part of the story nearer to the end. What happened to John Marston and why, why he decided to go back and kill him. So maybe we'll see Arthur Morgan take John Marston's side. Maybe that's why we don't see him really in the original one.
It seems like, from looking at the gameplay trailers, it seems like Arthur Morgan and John are quite close, because there's a reference to John Marston's wife says in it about Arthur Morgan having to save John from whoever's taken him captive. So maybe that's why. Maybe Dutch has gone and killed Arthur Morgan, and obviously John's had a good bond with him and gone after him for vengeance.
Maybe, definitely. I'm sure we will find out about that there.
Yeah.
So going back onto gameplay, so the horse, or your horse, it has a huge role to play in the game, and it's kind of basically a lifeline, really, isn't it? Because it's your inventory, it's how you get around the map. So what's your opinions on the horse in general, and
I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be
I reckon it's going to be like the last
to game. But if your horse dies in this one, apparently it's meant to be that's it. You have to start a brand new bond with the horse. But how's it going to work if you're left in the middle of nowhere, right? Have you got to walk all the way back or back to camp?
No, I reckon they break them in, like you do on.
Yeah, you'll probably have to break him in. But what happens if the horse that you have dies? Do you have to go and buy a new one, or do you have to steal one, or what? Or break another one in? That was a good point.
Call Morris Mooch.
Maybe you might get a default horse that you whistle, and then comes, and then that's the one that you get if your other one dies, maybe, or maybe you just have to walk. So, like Denny was mentioning earlier, you have different types of horses. So, what are the horses that we know you have?
You have
workhorses.
Workhorses. We're seeing war horses is something that they add in online, so that was probably going to be in there. And you might have race horses, and then kind of the default normal horses. So, what do you think? What do you think is the difference?
I'm not sure. Really.
They said in the trailer there'd be different horses for different jobs, for different areas. Yeah. So maybe.
I'm thinking though, is that only going to affect story mode though? I wonder how it would affect online.
It's the same map.
Could be.
Yeah, but why would you need a workhorse online? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
If you're doing supplies, if you're doing the way they do on GTA.
Then maybe workhorses have more inventory space, perhaps.
Yeah.
Maybe war horses
stuff with them.
have more health or something, but are slower. You think they're all going to have different speeds?
No, yeah, they'd have to have to obviously to define them the difference. So you'd have to have like one quicker than another. So obviously a racehorse is going to be quicker than a workhorse, isn't it? And a war horse might be able to take more damage than any other horse, and so on.
Definitely. So, what do we know? Go on then. Go on. Sorry.
I had like with supplying. You gotta remember that there's cargoes or crates, carriages. That's what they're called. So I guess just do convoys with them, protect the convoy and shit.
Yeah, I can just imagine now. You know, like a one carriage just being lined with horses front and back. That's gonna be amazing. Just gonna be so fun to do that. You know, it gets attacked. What was I gonna say? So the horses. I can't remember what I was gonna fucking say now.
Well, I know you were looking forward to trying to do like a cavalry charge at some point when it comes out.
Oh yeah,
I mean that'll be fun.
That's going to be interesting, you know, online doing like horse formations and doing a huge like cavalry charge. That's going to be interesting to see, you know, online with like horse combat, trying to shoot someone off the horse and stuff.
Yo, Dan.
Yeah.
You get this money.
Yeah, I'll get it now.
So, how do you think you increase the bond with the horse?
Well, if you look on the trailer, right, you see him brushing the horse and looking after it and taking care of it. Yeah. So I'm thinking that's gonna like build a bond with it. Yeah. And then I think slowly it's just gonna be over time. Like maybe the more you use your horse, obviously the more it gets used to you and so on. I think that's how it's gonna help.
Right. So we know that you can do like small miscellaneous things like, you know, brushing your horse, keep it clean and stuff. Do you think you're gonna have to feed your horse?
Nah.
I don't. It'd be interesting if they do, because you've got to keep the camp fed, haven't you? In story mode, you've got to look after the camp and make sure, like, go out killing deer and sheep and whatever to feed the camp. So maybe you have to do. Maybe you'll have to keep feeding your horse.
Maybe the option is there, and if it goes up faster if you do feed it. Maybe. Do you think that's gonna go onto online as well? You think you're gonna have to build a relationship and a bond with your horse online?
Nah.
You don't?
I don't know. I think online is going to be a lot different to story mode.
It's going to be like GTA. They'll have like extra stuff in it.
Do you think they should
online rules?
Do you think they should add like a bond with the horses online?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just because it's a video game, like online video game, right? We're gonna be playing this game for a long time, and you know. It should take time to get that bond with the horse, instead of it just being so easy, right?
Yeah, I agree. So, obviously, while we're on the point of online and horses, we know that the horse can die. So, what happens if your horse dies online? Like, because
that's what,
yeah, we know you're gonna get griefed a lot. So, the chances of your horse dying are quite high. So, I mean, if you look on GTA, how many times do your car or your bike gets blown up? Yeah.
So I reckon it's going to be different.
Well, how do you think it's going to be different?
Like on the last Red Dead, there was like a ranking system where like you started off as a donkey and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So they might do it like that, but I don't know.
Well, yeah.
The thing is, you got to get in the mind of Rockstar as well, and they want to make money. So I'm thinking you might have to buy your horses, because then the more money you spend, it's going to make people want to buy like a shark card, because that's how they make most of their money nowadays. Like small transactions.
You're probably gonna have to, definitely gonna have to buy them. You're not gonna be able to like steal them, or you're able to steal them, but you want to keep them. I think maybe they'll do the bond, but your horse is probably invincible, maybe, or you can call it back. I don't think that horse is going to die forever online.
No.
Otherwise, it's going to be stupid having to just buy another horse and not another horse. But
horse car garage.
Yeah.
But, or a stable.
Yeah, maybe buy a stable,
a big ranch and stuff. Yeah, so they'll probably just bring out new horses with different colours and different different
blue
stuff.
Horse.
The blue horse, a pink horse and stuff.
Unicorn.
Bloody hell. So an interesting point that Dan, you spoke to me before. You said how you think there might be different qualities of weapons. So tell us about that.
Yeah, well, I just think I'm getting most of my information off the trailers, right? And they're just like little hints that it looks like they're trying to give out. And on one of the signs, it says about to buy the best quality weapons from their shop is the best quality in the state, right? So maybe you can have like different qualities, or maybe like damaged revolver and like perfect revolver or something like that, and it's going to do more damage and be more accurate and so on and so forth. Because you also see in the trailer Arthur Morgan cleaning one of the revolvers, so maybe you've got to like look after your weapons.
Oh,
as well.
That one part of the trailer. I have a feeling that was a cutscene from him finding a treasure.
Oh, was it cutscene?
I don't know. I have a feeling he was just doing a mission just to find a treasure, and then he found it, and I guess he just cleaned it off.
So
Well, what I heard was
possible.
that that could be possible. But with the revolver, I heard it was apparently meant to be one of Dutch's pistols. So, and he was cleaning it for him. That's what I read. That's what I read online. But obviously, you will never find out until it comes out. So.
We do know that there are small, like, miscellaneous things, like such as cleaning your horse. So maybe there are, looking after your weapons and stuff. Maybe they do polish them. You never know. So, what do we think the customization is going to be? How deep do you think the customization is going to be? Starting off with story mode.
Probably just the basics.
You know,
clothing.
Yeah, for clothing, for people it's going to be probably clothing, obviously maybe weaponry, so maybe like some like nice designs on your guns and stuff. Obviously for horses, there's not much they can do, I don't think. Maybe just for your saddle.
Yeah.
That's all I can think they can do.
Yeah. I mean,
more packs, more patches.
Yeah, that's true. But what about online then? Because I feel like customization is probably an integral part of keeping your audience involved and stuff. And like, if you look at GTA, almost everything is customization. From the clothes to the cars to even the new businesses, they all have customization options that make it feel more like your thing. So how deep do you think the customization online is going to go?
I'd say a lot better than what it is on GT. You have to do something.
You think there's
better beards, better.
Oh, let's hope there's better beards.
More thicker.
Yeah. So, do you think there's going to be layers of clothing?
I think so, like overcoats.
Like trench sacks.
Yeah.
Because we've seen they have the belts and then they have satchels. So, yeah, you think you're going to be able to buy different types of the belts, different colours or different sizes. Some with multiple holsters, or maybe one that goes around your chest. That'd be interesting to see, and then to see if you can customize it, change the colour of it or whatever. Hopefully there's a lot of different hats.
There'll be hats. I was going to say hats would be a big option as well.
So there's a big question I got for you.
Yeah.
Are you going to wear a cowboy hat or a bowler?
What do you think? What are you guys going to be wearing?
I'm going to go hat.
Cowboy hat.
I think I'm going to go with a cowboy hat or a flat cap.
Traditional.
Maybe a flat cap. That would be interesting. That's going to be brilliant. Yeah, so what about the guns then? What do you think the customization for the guns is going to be? I mean, we can look back at the previous games and GTA 5. What are the customizations for that at the minute?
I reckon for the pistols you'd probably have like different grips and stuff.
Like sights as well.
Because if you're going, probably for the rifles, but for the pistols I reckon the grip and stuff, there'd be like a smoother grip for like gunslinging and shit.
I'm thinking, right, I think online's going to be a bit more wackier than story mode. I think story mode's going to be, just traditional, kind of stay with the story like the age era, but I think online's going to be like wacky colours, like pink, and I don't know, I think it's going to be crazy online a little bit. Just so it gives it more personal, because online, like you said, it's all about making a statement and making it all you can identify with other, like with your crew and everything, so
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a bit wackier.
I agree with that. So customization of the horse. Like we know there's not, or we assume there's not that much customization for the horse, but what possibilities do you think there are? I mean, mainly just what kind of saddle, you know. So what?
Yeah, probably
like,
saddles.
yeah, probably to like how much weapons you can hold and stuff like that on your horse, maybe.
Might add bags and small things. I don't. What about horse armor? You think they might do a horse armor?
Nah.
No.
Probably
Nah.
like a leather hide.
Yeah, I mean,
And maybe another
I
customization is
reckon.
yeah.
the style of the horse, like
Yeah.
the pattern,
Oh yeah.
the patterns.
Yeah, you same horse, different patterns and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, do you know the way you got in GTA? You got cars and shit, like different cars do different jobs. Like, you'll probably have different breeds where it'll carry things more or less. You know?
Yeah. They probably have more expensive breeds. Yeah.
I think they might actually. It might sound stupid at first, right? But like a paint job, right? But obviously, you know, there's meant to be like Apaches in this, like not Apaches, but like Indians, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like that. And
Native
obviously, they used to paint the horses. Yeah.
Native Americans, mate.
Native American. I can think of the word,
Are
right?
they from India?
Yeah, you're right.
Native Americans.
They might be able to
They used
paint
to paint
on
the horses.
Yeah.
For like a war paint, so maybe that's how they gonna get around the whole, like spray painting your horse. Everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That is a good shot. You might be able to.
And you never know. They might add. I don't think they will, but you never know. They might add like a buff, so like war paint. So maybe it'll have like a more health if you put a certain war paint on it. And
Maybe. That's a very interesting concept, you know. But let's go back to story mode. And I can't remember what the fuck I was going to say now. Jeez, I keep doing this. What sort of properties do you think you're going to be able to buy? Do you think you're going to get a property?
I'm thinking you can get properties. What I read upon was that they're going to replace houses on GTA like apartments with tents, but I don't see how they're going to do that because it's not going to be as secure, is it?
They've got these camps that you can upgrade. So how is that going to work? What do you think the upgrade's going to be? How big is the camp? You know?
Probably upgrades maybe towards like security. Maybe you can like have like on GTA now for like your bunker you buy security stuff. So maybe it's something similar to that. You have a camp and you like upgrade it by gaining security and so on and so forth. And maybe if you steal for like stocks and supplies on GTA, maybe on Red Dead you steal cattle and horses and stuff like that, and maybe that's where you look after it. Maybe that's where you hold it for now, and then side missions go off and sell it and stuff.
I think for the majority of at least story mode, you're going to be based in a camp. I don't think you're going to really get access to any proper buildings or such. But online, I think you're probably going to get your camps and then maybe some buildings, maybe ranches. I think I'd assume ranches might be one of like the first updates, where you can get your own ranch and
like a business.
Yeah, where you like run cattle and stuff. Like one of the first missions from the last Red Dead.
I couldn't see them doing that in like online though.
You don't?
No, because look at what they did. They took out the animals on GTA.
Yeah. Do you think there's gonna be animals online? I think there will be.
Well, there's gonna be horses. There's gonna be horses online, isn't there? Because you're gonna be riding on a horse, so there's gonna be animals.
Definitely.
So I think there will be animals.
So, I know personally I was blown away by like the amazing detail from the gameplay trailer, but the map itself looks fucking amazing and it looks huge.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
What I really liked about the map as well is that the weather, different weather patterns and that, like the raining, the snow, and so on and so forth. And there's a desert. It might be like a desert in the map. So we're thinking of like sandstorms and stuff like that. That might affect you, like as a player, if it'll affect you. Whether you got to like when there's a sandstorm or a blizzard, whether you got to stop or it slows you down or
Do you
well, no, that's
think
going to affect it.
Do you think the story goes through seasons, or do you think those like kind of weather patterns are like more biomes, so they're like restricted to certain areas?
I think a bit of both, to be honest. I think it's going to be like just random weather patterns. Like it'll just rain sometimes, and then
Yeah.
it'll be sunny other days.
Yeah,
But
definitely
I
not.
think obviously in certain areas you're not going to have it. You might have it, but maybe it's obviously not snowing. It's not going to snow in the desert areas, do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think it's going to. So there might be like snowy mountains where you got to go, and that's where you're gonna have like blizzards and like snowstorms, etc.
Because the detail blew me away, at least when they were going through the snow, and like the snow looked almost like it was sticking to their clothes and stuff, and then they were holding up the lanterns, and then the light was reflecting like really nicely like through the snow and stuff. So what, like, do you think that detail is gonna go on online as well? What do you think?
Yeah,
No.
I think so. But
All right, tell me why.
The reason why I say no is
Yeah.
because they're obviously gonna downgrade
Mhm.
from single player to multiplayer. Obviously, they've done it with like multiple games,
Mhm.
GTA 5 especially. Like, like say you're on the highway
Yeah.
in single player, there's so many cars, right?
Yeah.
But when you're on
Yeah.
online,
there's, like,
right, they just
there's-
downgrade everything, right?
Mhm.
Even the movement of your clothes in story mode on GTA.
Yeah.
Then
The
you go to
story.
online.
Yeah. I
But
hope.
then again, it might be a new system.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's what I mean. That when GTA came out, it was the PlayStation
gen,
4
yeah.
and whatever other consoles you're playing on. It was
Yeah.
like when it first came out, so it was still kind of experimenting. Whereas now, it's coming towards the end of that, so
Yeah.
they've learned most of the stuff they can learn,
Yeah.
and it's going to be better quality, and they can add
Yeah.
more things into it.
Yeah, they mentioned how like this was the first game they have made designed for this generation of console. So there might be a lot of detail online. So we're only
I'm
gonna
hoping
find.
so.
Yeah, we hope so. I hope so. So the interaction between NPCs. Now that's something that's really interesting that they haven't done yet. So the fact that you can just talk to random NPCs, can't you? What do you guys think of that? Tell me a bit of your opinions on that.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Talking about the NPCs and the NPC interaction between the player and story mode. You know how you can call out to them and say hi, or like goad them into intimidating them and stuff.
Yeah.
Just
I
general.
reckon it's going to be like GTA on story mode.
You think? Well,
Yeah, I reckon most of the stuff is going to be like.
yeah, well, definitely. I mean, we know that we
I
can.
object.
Go on. Go ahead.
The reason why is because I forgot what it's called, the fame and honor aspect from
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
You had that, right? So that's definitely gonna play a role for a single player.
Mhm.
You can be a fucking total asshole in the game, right? And then that's just gonna go all the way down, and people around you are gonna realize
Yeah.
the law is gonna handle you differently.
Yeah.
But
they're
if
gonna-
say if it's like all the way up, the law will handle you, like respect you more.
Mhm.
You're gonna be the goody two shoes guy in the world.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good point.
definitely.
But they had that in the last one, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
so-
why
but-
I was mentioning that.
Yeah.
I think they had it in the last one, but I think now they're gonna work on. I think they've worked on it, so it's gonna be more. I mean, you're gonna be more involved in it, so it's gonna take more effect. So, like you said, if you're gonna be basically a dick, then it's gonna affect you further down the line. Like the law aren't gonna tolerate you as much. As soon as you walk into town, people aren't gonna be as friendly, and so on.
That
And
is true.
maybe if you like you kill more people, like obviously be more of a dick. Maybe you can have a bounty on your head, and then you can have people coming after you, and
Yeah,
so on.
bounty hunting is coming after you when you enter a town. Like,
It might even open it like, it might open like say if you're just being like a complete douche to everyone, it might open up like a side quest, like basically, like not black market, but things that you might open up like a bad side quest, and then if you being the good guy, it might open up things to help the police.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's a good point, because we did see in the gameplay trailer where one of the NPCs was talking to Arthur Morgan, saying how he killed her cousin. So that might be like an example of what you're saying right now, where she might send people after him or something like that, or that might trigger a quest or something. So it definitely seems like the NPCs have like a much larger role to play than they do in other of Rockstar games. Because when you go down GTA, you just run over NPCs. You don't give a shit about them. But on here, you can interact with them. You can say hi. You can say, you can say nice horse and stuff like this. Or when the guy was robbing someone, you'd killed him, and you had the chance, to intervene and say something or do something. Or what we saw was him just saying like, "Nah, I don't give a shit," and then just walk on. So that's something that makes the game so much more immersive, doesn't it? The fact that you can interact with the NPCs a lot more. We also saw that mission where we were able to save that guy, didn't you? From the rock where he was hanging on, and you had the option, similar to what they did on GTA 4. Do you think they're gonna have a lot of those kind of decisions where you know, good or bad?
Probably it's gonna be like a one-time thing. Like, see how he was like hanging off the cliff, right? Yeah. Say if you save him, and then say like a couple days after you come back to the location, it's not gonna respawn the mini quest, right? So it's gonna be like a one-time thing only. So you gotta like watch out what you do. Yeah,
it was a bit like GTA 4. It had the same mission where the guy was hanging on the ledge. And Nico chased him across the rooftops, and then you had the option. I think they're kind of bringing that kind of back into it. But I like that from GTA 4. That was a really good kind of dynamic to the game. They don't have that on GTA 5, do they? Not that I know of.
No.
What, decision making?
Yeah, well, they've got like the high stuff, but people choosing whether or not like you can let a person die or that thing.
Yeah.
Right, we'll tell you what, we'll call that a break. Give you 10 minutes. Alright. Alright, so finishing up, guys, what did you take away from the gameplay trailer? What was your favourite part of it, kind of thing?
My favorite part, how it was nice, fast-paced with the combat gameplay. Run and gun. Even though you could do it in Red Dead Redemption, the other one, but obviously this one just feels a bit more fast-paced, more clean with the gameplay.
Yeah, it does seem a lot more fast-paced and stuff, especially with the combat and stuff. Even the horse kind of combat looked really fast-paced when he was chasing those people. So, Denny, what did you take away from the gameplay trailer?
I like the hunting aspect and the different weather conditions.
Oh, that's what exactly from the hunting did you like the most?
Like where you can like put bears or whatever on the back of your horse and stuff, deers and stuff.
Do you think you're gonna be able to put anything else on the back of the horses, like people, like from the original?
I reckon you can.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. HEATON, you got anything?
Yeah. I really enjoyed the fact that it seems that they've taken the time to make it a really good game. Like, I know it's had a few setbacks, like with the release dates, but it seems like they've done it for a reason because it looks amazing, the whole map, and it's going to be interesting how it ends out.
Yeah, the map looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait to explore all of it. So we'll end this here, and we'll call that a day. Thank you guys very much for coming along. Definitely going to have you on again. If you guys want to plug yourself again, YouTube, anywhere you want people to follow you, go ahead now.
Subscribe to my channel, AU Doyle.
AU Doyle.
Now, do it, no balls.
Did he?
Come to watch my channel, Tinny Mac. Crazy Irishman.
I'll put all the relevant information in the description and links to the YouTube channels. Anyways, thank you very much.